2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at Minnesota, things have definitely been looking up for them lately during this midseason stretch. I think pieces are really falling into place for them at this stage. Well, it started with the trade for Wiggins and continued with landing Karl Anthony Towns in the draft. Minnesota's got a lot of good young talent. What should the expectations be for the coming years?
Well, you know what, Ernie, let me think about this, because they've got a great starting five, great starting five. They're growing quickly, and they're developing quickly, so I think they could be in the playoffs pretty soon.
Yeah, with 2 #1 picks on the roster, they'll be expected to make deep playoff runs, especially in the next 3 or 4 years, but they got to do it within the next 3 or 4 years.
All right, you got to. So here, you're on the clock, Minnesota. Here's Kevin Harlan, former voice of the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yes, he was.
Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Phoenix, Arizona, the home of the Suns. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan along with Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. On the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. They'll play this one here in Phoenix before the Suns head back out on the road. Guys, coming into this game, it's been 5 consecutive losses, so confidence obviously will be a key for them tonight.
Well, in this league, the road is always tough on a team, and anytime you get a chance to get home, you feel confident that you can stop any bleeding, and that's what this team is looking to do while at home. You know, maybe they'll get things somehow turned around here and build some positive momentum.
As we look forward to the playoffs, they call it the second season. Doris, what do you look for in a playoff team to reach that level of success?
I think what you see over the course of an 82-game regular season schedule is you see teams build their habits, and most of those habits start on the defensive end of the floor. If you look traditionally at NBA champions, you can go back a long time and find that the best teams and the ones that have won championships have been consistently in the top third from all of the defensive metrics. So that's, you know, habits, defense, and then in today's NBA stars, you've got to have, I think, at least 2 and sometimes 3, depending on how big your stars are.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for Minnesota, a high-flying pair of Levine and Wiggins at the 2 and the 3. Garnett out there with Jang, and it's Dunn in at the 1. Now Prez, following the miss by Dunn from deep. And Young, here we go. He used that pick to get in close.
And Young is phenomenal at driving towards the hoop. Just sees angles and lanes so well.
Dunn dishes to Wiggins. Stolen by Warren. And here's Phoenix, outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And really, given how they performed offensively, guys, they just never had a chance.
You know, I think it goes back to fundamentals. I didn't see guys creating for their teammates, and that really led to some poor shot selection. I think if you look over the history of the Timberwolves, one position they've always been strong in since their inception in 1989, the power forward slot. KG, of course, the big name, but now you get Kevin Love, and then you follow him with Karl Anthony Towns, keeping the tradition alive.
And thinking more about Minnesota power forwards of the past, Tom Gugliotta, a name that you can throw in there. Can't forget about Al Jefferson, too, for a brief stint with the team.
And Kev, you see it through a lot of sports. Certain teams have a position that always seems to be filled by an amazing player. And for the Wolves, in their relatively young franchise history, that's the 4-man.
quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Shots good from Young.
And although he's surrounded Young, it isn't enough sometimes. He's just too talented for those guys down there.
Jang, a screen. Dunn kicks to Levine. And it's Dunn in the corner. Back to Levine. 5 on the clock. A 3 ball. They get it back. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Here's Dunn. His last outing, he had 8 points. Garnett with a screen on Young. Dunn passes to Levine, and Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, spacing the floor with Levine hitting from range, the offense benefits greatly.
Hill, he's checked in for Gorgui Dieng. And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Tom Thibodeau. D.A.?
Thanks, Kevin. He said, look, all they talked about before this game was defense. Going up against one of the best offensive teams in the league, he said, it's a challenge that we embrace. Nobody can do it by themselves. It's got to be a collective effort. No hero ball on offense either. Guys, we'll see if they can put the brakes on them. It's never easy. Back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. They're probably well aware of the firepower they're up against here.
You know, it sounds like it. I mean, their coach knows how tough it is to slow this team down, and he wants to make sure his guys understand that as well.
You know, I think they're ready for it. Their coach called it out, acknowledged the challenge they're facing, and this should be a good one.
He hits both from the stripe.
And Perez is just brilliant. Just has such remarkable initiative and moves well without the ball.
Dunn with it. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations.
And guys, really the story for him has been his struggles from mid-range. I mean, some of them have been rushed. Others were just tightly contested. But he has to be a lot smarter on when to pull up or when to look for a teammate going forward in terms of winning this game.
Timberwolves have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway.
Well, this was the match that everybody wanted to happen. A proven coach with a stellar track record pairing with a team full of young talent. Minnesota has got to be happy with the hire of Tom Thibodeau for a young core.
Here's Prez after Jordan Hill's bucket. Young dishes to Prez. Oh, trying for it. Kevin Garnett with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Levine's got it. Oh, and the dunk by Dunn.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
Yeah, flawless fast break. Didn't slow down until the ball hit the bottom of the bucket.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Phoenix with the ball after the basket by Minnesota. Here's Prez. No good there. Excellent D there from Garnett. Timberwolves leading by 5. Dunn kicks to Levine. Wiggins outside. And the pass to Garnett. And the call will be against Prez.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while.
Minnesota's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Muhammad and Wiggins team up on the perimeter. Gorgui Dieng is out there with Hill. And it's Rubio in at the point guard position. Muhammad, no luck.
Almost seemed like he was overthinking that shot. Such a wide open look.
Young. Here's Prez. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Now a moment to see the stats for Wiggins, how his last 10 games have gone. He's getting around 20 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes natural.
Oh, as broadcasters, we get a view that maybe some fans miss as to how hard these players work. You've talked about this a lot, Doris. Behind every shot, every play, every dribble, so many countless hours spent in the gym to perfect what they're doing.
Well, so I would say an NBA game is 48 minutes long. And I would say probably for every 48 minutes you are talking about an extraordinary commitment in the gym. What Steph Curry does on a nightly basis makes the game look easy, when in fact he's paid a price by the time he's spent, just like every other NBA player, honing their craft.
But I don't ever sense that it's drudgery to them.
No.
That they enjoy the game so much, like you, that it's in their DNA.
I think their passion and joy is evident on a nightly basis, and for us, we're lucky to watch it.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Oh, it's a blast.
no doubt.
Just a blast. The Timberwolves shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Rubio outside. Here's Muhammad. That shot misses. So Phoenix will take it the other way.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Count it.
This guy's got great size for a point guard. Explosive scorer. I mean, he can kill you inside as easily as outside. Knight is dangerous.
And Rubio kicks to Muhammad. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Now, here is Knight. He's got 8. They set the screen. It's Young on the wing. Here's Prez, and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Prez has got the lead up to 2 now for the Suns.
And Prez is all hustle, throwing himself on the offensive glass and then coming away with an important second chance opportunity.
Here's Wiggins. Prez with the rebound.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Knight kicks to Prez. Here's Young. And it falls over the rim and in. And it's a 4-point Suns lead.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, his unselfish play becomes contagious. He inspires them to play true team basketball.
And the basket by Hill.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Booker the pass to Prez. And it goes down 2 points. Prez has got the lead back up to 4 now for the Suns.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Zhang with a screen on Young. Rubio dishes to Zhang. And stolen by Booker. He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Raptors put on a show. He had 11 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. That was just the latest in a solid string of performances from him. Obviously looking to keep the momentum going here this evening. See how he does, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little afraid. I mean, anybody who saw that game has to still be in awe of what he was able to do. Just absolutely dominant.
We all watched the highlights. Everyone saw what he had accomplished. And truthfully, this is a new game. We'll see what he can bring tonight. Well, since the departure of Mike D'Antoni back in 2008, it's been a true coaching carousel in Phoenix. 5 coaches in 8 seasons? That is not exactly the kind of stability you want to establish an identity for a young team.
Coach Jeff Hornacek was let go by the Suns midway through.
These guys are relying on one man to beat us. He's beating us off the dribble every single time. I know he's got it going, but let's gap him on the ball and force him to beat us with the jumper. Make them beat you as a team. We can live with that, all right? Let's go.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Pass to Hill. Zhang a screen. Hill kicks to Muhammad. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. One thing you can't help but notice, Doris, with Muhammad is just how strong he is. Listed at 6'6", which is a good height for his position. But he can bully everyone else on the wings with his strength.
You know, I think, Kevin, he welcomes the contact. That's perhaps more important than anything. Muhammad is very good at absorbing a hit underneath and continuing on to get a chance at a three-point play. And he looks very much at home under the hoop, even when he has to try to out-muscle opposing big men.
Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Suns have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Booker, that's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Yeah, releasing the ball at its highest point, that allows Booker to drain jumpers over people.
Jang, a screen. Shot off the screen. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Muhammad's got his second basket of the night.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Not the strongest play defensively, though. I mean, he was taken out by that screen far too easily.
Knight on the wing, covered by Wiggins. The kick out to Young. Muhammad with the steal. He feeds it to Jang. There's the dish to Pekovic. Another shot, and the layup is good. And it's all knotted up.
I'll tell you, if Pekovic senses you're passive, he will abuse you on the offensive glass.
And Young kicks to Knight. Feeds to Prez. Young outside. Takes the three. A shot by Knight, no good. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Pekovic with a screen. From deep. Dunn misses. Suns have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter. Up over 50%. And Bender throws it down.
And just amazing awareness there. Prez whipping the ball all over quickly to the uncovered man.
Dunn passes to Wiggins. Muhammad with it. He's guarded by Booker. This one for 3. Dunn misses.
You know, after draining a three-pointer in the first, he's been unable to capitalize since.
Knight on the wing. Prez with the screen for Knight. Buries it from three-point range. Now it's a 5-point Suns lead.
Yeah, maybe a bit streaky, but really solid from beyond the arc. Knight will help this offense spread the floor.
Get over here, guys. Hustle up. Let's talk. Dunn is making way too many plays out there, fellas. He cannot keep getting into our paint so easily.
When given the opportunity.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Suns lead by 7. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Tyson. How have you controlled the tempo in the game in the first half?
I think the way we came out defensively, we locked into their sets. We're taking them out of what they want to accomplish. Because of that, we're able to make some shots on the other end.
Tyson, thanks. We'll see you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Nice work, but we can still improve. Take a seat. Dunn is making way too many plays out there, fellas. We just talked about this. He's beating us off the dribble every single time. Back off and make him prove to us he can knock down the outside shot. Let's do this, gentlemen. Let's get this W.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. The second half just about to get going here. We're seeing a tremendous game from Prez.
It's been about his ability to just lock down the opponent from a defensive standpoint. A lot of shots also being blocked.
His timing is great, and it gets tremendous lift. Guys are having a hard time shooting over him.
Here's Young. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Prez, he's in at power forward. Evan Booker out there with Young. Then there's Bender, and it's Warren in at the 3. So that's who Earl Watson starts the second half with. And it's good for 2.
He's so efficient on the catch and shoot that you gotta love how Prez just squares up and delivers.
Lets a floater go, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Justice Young.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Well, you take a look at Chris Dunn out of Providence. It's easy to see what talent evaluators see in this young man.
6'4", long arms, strength, blinding quickness. He is an NBA athlete and then some. In a draft year that was light on point guards, you knew he'd be one of the first to hear his name called.
Warren against Jang. Warren dishes to Prez. Passes to Bender. There's the 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And not only is Bender physically imposing down low, he also can stretch the floor with his perimeter shooting. He's lethal from deep.
Dunn kicks to Wiggins. Lets it go from the wing. Prez with the rebound. Prez has got his 8th rebound here tonight. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Andrew Wiggins' ball handling lagged behind the rest of his game before he came to the NBA, but he's found he can use his size to post up immediately. It's a talent that many players don't develop until they've been in the league for years. Kevin, he's got the footwork, and as his skills develop, he's almost certain to become a superstar.
Sure does. Thanks, D.A.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
To the paint. Prez finishing off the play with the dunk. He won't miss many of those.
Hey, you can just see him psyching himself up after a play like that. Nice slam by Prez.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Wiggins with it, out guarded by Booker. Levine for 3. Another miss by Minnesota.
Boy, we know this guy has a lot of confidence in himself and will take that shot again if he gets a chance.
And going back to when you were growing up, Doris, which players did you admire and look up to?
Magic Johnson. I was a point guard. I obviously didn't have Magic's size, but I loved how much Magic wanted to make the people around him feel great about playing the game. And just with a smile on his face, you know, we all love and are passionate about the NBA and playing the game of basketball, and so he was a guy I really loved.
Well, no one enjoys the game more than you. I'm just being around you, watching you broadcast. I know you love the at all levels. You love the game.
If they're tipping it up, Kevin, I'd like to be there.
You're watching. That's right. Wiggins passes to Aldridge, and he makes that one.
Well, it took 4 tries, but they get their first bucket in the second half.
And the Suns making a change here. Knight's checked in. One added pressure, Doris, that Wiggins has that is unique to himself is that he carries most of the weight of Canada's international basketball dreams. He certainly is the best and the brightest for them. He's expected to lead, in fact, the country to a golden age.
For all the players that we have seen come in the league from north of the border, I think Wiggins has the best potential. And I think he's handled the extra pressure with ease. And it might have even helped him mature as a leader for his basketball team.
On the wing, Levine. He's guarded by Knight. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And a chart here of the rebounding story. The star tandem of Orange Juice and their role on the boards for this team.
And the story of this game has been the role players stepping up when needed. OJ has had an overall so-so performance, but the rest of the players on the floor have picked up the slack and done everything they can to ensure that they'll walk away here with a win.
Prez dishes to Tucker. Up top, Knight. Guarded by Levine. Off the left rim and out. Timberwolves trail by 14. Rubio outside. Dishes to Wiggins. Back to Rubio. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got his 4th assist in this one. Knight kicks to Young. The feed now to Prez. Suns moving the ball around. Len, good.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher.
Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk.
Dominating with his size on the floor, and he has some pretty easy moves for a player that size.
I think, Kevin, Len is continuing to find ways to make the most of his height and length. That spot-up jumper has a high release, very hard to bother that one, and he's just got to find consistency with that baby hook. Nobody is going to be able to get to that shot when he releases it.
Offensive rebound, Hill. It's tipped.
And you gotta respect the D. Perez just spiking the shot back thanks to that amazing reach.
Scooped up. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
That free throw good from Prez.
I think if you look historically at the Timberwolves, the best years for this franchise were during the prime Kevin Garnett era. Obviously, they finished atop the West back in 2004, best showing in franchise history, and they end up losing to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Wiggins passes to Levine. Pick up by Hill. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Levine. Well, some rookies have been making a name for themselves on the glass this past month. Let's see who we're talking about. Prez, number 1. 4th, Dragan Bender.
And they've each come into their own, I think, as rebounders during this stretch. I think they're getting used to the more physical nature of the NBA.
Tucker with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. Jacks up a 3, buries the long-range jumper. Tucker's got himself on the board with 3 there. And that 2004 Wolves team was led by Kevin Garnett, the big ticket. That was the season where he won the team's only national MVP award.
And Kevin, what a shame that team fell short of making the finals. Injuries, if you remember, slowed them up in the playoffs.
Nice job, Orange Juice. Hustle up, take a seat. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Just keep squeezing that orange juice, gentlemen.
Be interesting to see what he draws up. You think about the Suns roster, it's an interesting mix of veterans and youth. Getting the right blend of that is truly important, and I think the vets provide the leadership. The young players give you room to grow.
So for the Suns, Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Len. Dudley comes in for Prez. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Young. Phoenix. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th. A high-flying pair of Levine and Wiggins are the 2 and the 3. Hill is out there with Gorgie Dang. And it's done in at the point. And the Suns have not been content to sit back and build through the draft. They've gone after the big-name free agents. Doris even traded away picks.
Now, Kevin, the danger there is that you get stuck in the middle, right? The Suns have some promising young talent, and I think that's the angle they have to focus on. Be patient and build for the future.
Doris, you've talked to so many and heard a lot of insight on which coaches in the NBA have the most impact on the game. You've coached, you've played. Gather it in for us. Give us a compass on this topic.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because you can go in a lot of different directions. You look at a guy like Doc Rivers, who, because he played, seems to be this natural affinity of the players. You talk about a player's coach, understands relationships, won a championship in Boston, convinced a group of offensive-minded guys like Paul Pierce and Ray Allen that they needed to play defense to the level of Kevin Garnett. You also look at a guy like Eric Spoelstra, who, though he is young, paid his price to come up through the ranks, talks about spending years in that dark, dank Miami video operations room. But when guys like Jeff Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy, Doug Collins are complimenting you as a young guy in Eric Spoelstra, I'm thinking he's got a pretty good future.
Are you surprised when good coaches don't win in the league?
Yes, but I think so much goes into winning. You have to remain healthy, and over the course of an 82-game schedule, that's hard. You've got to have great organizational strength, Kevin. We know that now ownership and general managers have to be as strong as the head coach. And listen, there's luck. You know, sometimes injuries play a part in who you match up against and who you don't. There's so much to winning.
Wonderful insight. Out left to the wing. Young outside. He dishes it to Prez. 4 on the clock. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Prez has got 20 points.
Hitting a high percentage of his shots. He's been a real catalyst for their success.
Dunn dishes to Wiggins. To the middle. And there's Dunn on the assist by Wiggins. Wiggins has got 5 assists tonight.
Amazing job by Dunn, positioning himself well inside and dominating the defense.
Phoenix leading by 15. And Young kicks to Prez. Out to the wing. Wiggins against Warren. Here's Prez. Bender controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Dunn passes to Levine. Pick up by Hill. Wiggins dishes to Zhang. Wiggins kicks to Zhang. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
I mean, the first thing you notice about Gorgui Zhang is when he's on the floor, it's his defensive presence. Very long arms to bother shooters, quick movement to stay and track drivers as they come to the rim. Such a force.
And Zhang drops them both. And with Zhang's defensive presence, Doris, he'll always find a way onto the floor. Everything else he does is icing on the cake.
Well, it isn't just protecting the rim that Zhang excels at, right? He also has great timing to deny passes and come up with some steals. He's carved out a nice role for himself in the NBA. I love the efficiency he's playing with tonight. Not scoring as much as usual, but he's been effective and they're winning.
Dunn passes to Levine. It's tipped. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Here's Booker. Rebound by Dang. Zhang's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Offensive rebound. Phoenix leading by 17. Prez kicks to Young. Shoots a 3. Nice made 3 there from Young, who is set up on the play by Prez.
Yeah, and Young knew to try and find space outside when Prez got the ball. Great sequence there from Orange Juice.
Here's Dunn. Here's Wiggins. Rebound by the Suns. Prez has got 11 rebounds in the game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Just looking around the league, Doris, pick a few players you think are going to be the face of the NBA over the next couple years.
Well, Anthony Davis comes to mind. Certainly the brow.
Good choice.
Yeah, just you love his multifaceted offensive game. Karl Anthony Towns is another one who.
Isn't he amazing?
I mean, just
a couple Kentucky guys too, by the way.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You, yeah.
They certainly are coming out of there fast and furious.
They are.
I'll tell you one guy I'm intrigued by. What do you think the ceiling of Andrew Wiggins is?
With that length, his jumping ability, I think he's very coachable.
Yes, no doubt.
Played at Kansas the 1 year, which I think was a great entree into the league. I wonder if the call of Canada is too strong for him to ignore someday down the road.
I'll tell you that. Toronto's a team that has had a lot of defections of free agents.
Yes, they have.
With all these Canadians, does that become a destination?
Well, Tristan Thompson, and you've got Wiggins. I mean, guys, big-name players that could go back home.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Cole Aldridge, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. No good on the free throw.
Well, the NC State product, right? TJ Warren, you like what he can do on the offensive end, and more importantly, how efficiently he does it. Rarely puts himself in a bad spot or takes a bad shot.
And with Warren, he's efficient and still doing everything he can to improve his game, Doris, and add to his offensive skill set.
Well, I think, Kevin, you know, the three-pointer has already made big jumps for him. Pretty much double the rate he takes them between his first and second seasons. And you like the work ethic he's shown while recovering from injury. You just hope he can stay healthy.
Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Young dishes to Prez. And Young kicks to Prez. And they're pushing it up. Here's Wiggins. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, and he's not going to let an opportunity like that get away. I mean, he's just going to go hard to the bucket.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow.
And that play the game. Bring it in. Let's go.
I think one thing we can say for certain, guys, is the Timberwolves have had one of the best rebuilds in recent memory, and obviously it helps getting the top overall pick with Towns. But beyond that, they've made a lot of shrewd decisions.
Ricky Rubio checked in for the Timberwolves. And Garnett, that's good.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
And Bender throws it down.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And you can't award Minnesota anything until they show how far they can go with this core. Doris, the turnaround for this franchise from where they were 5 years ago is huge.
Well, I think, Kevin, it started with the Kevin Love trade, which many media members criticized. They get Wiggins from that deal, and it's worked out perfectly for them. Now it's just a matter of continuing to add the right pieces.
5 on the clock. Wiggins passes to Garnett. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Garnett's got 4 this quarter.
Well, the 5th player in NBA history to log more than 50,000 minutes. KG still getting it done inside.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And we've seen the role of instant replay grow in the NBA. And Doris, I mean, it's a great use. We've seen just a massive improvement, I think, in the accuracy of calls. Just how big an impact has this had, in your opinion, in end-of-game situations?
Well, I think the most important part of this is when you put replay into effect, it has got to be done in an efficient manner. And one thing we have seen with the central role that Secaucus, the NBA's replay center, has had is there's direct communication between the officials on the court and the personnel in the replay center. And because of that, it's a system that was solid in its debut, will get better and more refined, and I think it's been perfect because at the end of the day, the players and the coaches and every part of their organization wants the call to be made correctly, and I think by and large you've seen that.
Phoenix leading by 17. And Young kicks to Booker. Wiggins against Warren. Pass to Prez. The wing, Booker from deep, rebounded by the Timberwolves. Wiggins has got his 3rd rebound on the night. To the inside, kicks it out to Rubio. Garnett left side. Can't make good off the screen.
Boy, the defense did not make it easy for him, even though it was a solid attempt.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Suns.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn them. And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Prez.
Well, what didn't he do, guys? I mean, he affected winning in so many different ways. To me, he's the reason they have got such a big cushion here as time winds down.
From deep, Muhammad, no luck.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And that one's good, Levin.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
That's what you want to do. You want to take care of business at home and reward your proud fans. I mean, they did a special job tonight.
Rubio dishes to Aldridge. Garnett, the screen. Aldridge, the pass to Rubio. Pulls it up. And the shot no good, a bit short. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor, that's when you lose momentum.
There's a screen. Prez with the screen for Levens. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, they're playing the right way. I mean, when you're increasing your lead, it means you're playing a better brand of basketball.
What's up, Steve?
What's going on, Prez? Guys back in the studio want to talk to you.
Perfect.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Prez.
Hey, what's up? This is Kenny. Now, you were all over the floor tonight. Congrats on a triple-double. Now, do you consider this one of your best games of the season?
You know, it's always nice to get a triple-double because, you know, it shows you were able to contribute in a lot of different ways. But the biggest one for me is helping us get that win. So personal stats, going to have to take a backseat to that W, Kenny.
Well, the only way you get those W's is those kind of stats. So congratulations.
All right, thank you, boss.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, a spectacular, just great. I mean, see you.
Good night.